This chapter continues on from where we left off in the previous chapter with Kaiser's backstory. With the continuation of Kaiser's development and going back to the PXG vs Bastard game. The mysterious Red Dark offers Kaiser a chance to escape, with the blue rose tattoo serving as a reminder of his abusive past. The young Kaiser learns how vast the world is. Kaiser got the rose tattoo on his neck after he left his torn home, taking out 7 police officers with just a football. Impressive. He says that they started it, so he just finished it. Ray Dark is impressed with what he's hearing and says that he travels the world scouting young talented football gems, just like Kaiser. They get to the Bastard Munich Youth Academy as Ray Dark tells Kaiser that starting today, this will be his new home. But first, Kaiser has to make sure to pass the tryouts, with Kaiser thinking about his father as he says that if it means that he can escape that place, he would do anything. The Bastard Munich players welcome Kaiser, and Kaiser thinks they're different from him. They were wanted and loved from the minute they were born, as the players offer him something to eat, trying to make him feel at home. One even says his tattoo looks cool. But Kaiser doesn't know how to receive kindness from others as he hits the tray of food back at the player. Because of his father, it's at a point where Kaiser prefers getting treated maliciously. But football is a sport that is played by 11 people as we cut to the training field. If your teammates despise you, they won't pass to you. To reach even greater heights in this environment, Kaiser needs a weapon. An ultimate weapon that will allow him to fight by himself. One that forces everyone to acknowledge his abilities, as Kaiser is shown building up his strength in order to gain the mass needed for his weapon. An impact that shows his existence. For this to work, he doesn't need warm camaraderie between teammates. He needs a lackey that he can subjugate to his malice. A young Kaiser reading up on the human mind. Going back to the Bastard Munich tryouts as an 11v11 match is going on. There's a young player getting destroyed by the other players who catches Kaiser's eye. His dribbling, passing and creativity. A highly skilled technician. But most importantly, he's alone. As a young Ness is lying on the ground. This is the best time to subjugate him under his will. Kaiser calls out to him and asks if he believes in the impossible. From that moment, Michael Kaiser slowly but surely began to understand his true personality as he takes a shot. This is so much fun for him as he stares down the other Bastard players. By winning, he hurts these people, warp them. By maliciously destroying them, Kaiser shows the world his existence. The pleasure in knowing that those people will forever have scars reminding them of how Michael Kaiser ruined their life as they scream out in pain. Kaiser, knowing he had crushed someone's dream the moment he saw the despair on their faces as they witnessed him achieve the impossible. That was the identity that woke inside him that day. His sense of purpose. Every time he drove someone into despair, he felt like he was slowly becoming a normal human being. But at the same time, the face of his father will flash across his mind. Beating Kaiser every day, he could reaffirm the fact that he existed. That's why instead of saying thank you, he abused Kaiser. Instead of saying I love you, he called him subhuman. What his deadbeat of a dad inflicted upon him, Kaiser is about to inflict the same pain and despair on the footballing world. Subhuman. With that goal in mind, Kaiser began his dream of becoming the best player in the world. As we cut back to the match and the match restarts with the keeper kicking the ball upfield. Ness gets to the ball first and headers it forward. The ball goes to Kaiser with Karasu chasing him down. Ness tells him it's this time for sure. And Kaiser says he won't miss this time as he's 35 meters away from the goal, just outside his range. 3 meters? No, just 5 meters closer, and once he's in his range, he'll stop and shoot. But just as he thought that, Rin and Isagi both caught up beside him. As Rin calls him lukewarm and Isagi tells him not to stop, Rin has already caught up. As Kaiser has his foot on the ball, Kaiser's surprised at what just happened. As both Rin and Isagi get the ball away from Kaiser, everything that he's won up until now is getting taken away from him. It's getting destroyed. Nanase and Raiji shouting at Rin and Isagi not to lose the ball. Isagi asks Kaiser if he understands the situation now. This team is no longer his, calling him a clown and tells him to bow before him, which infuriates Kaiser. This is what Noah wanted, as he says that Kaiser should compete against that ego, as he won't find the evolution he seeks unless he hits rock bottom. As Kaiser's rage has hit an all-time high, how will Kaiser respond? Looking back at chapter 260 with the first part of Kaiser's backstory, this has to be one of the saddest chapters yet. It made me feel really bad for the German goat. In all honesty, I didn't really want to make a video related to that chapter, especially using the manga panels from that chapter. But I'm sure y'all can guess how I felt about it. Probably the same way everyone felt about it. Even the Kaiser haters had to put their hate to the side, as we learned the reason for Kaiser's behavior and personality. Now going back to this chapter, as we get to see his early interactions with Bastard Munich players and learn the reason behind his row tattoo, being a reminder for all the things that he's been through growing up. It all makes sense now why he was choking himself out after being humiliated by Isagi. It's probably the only way he knows how to deal with frustration, in a very messed up way at that. But yeah, Isagi is officially taking over this team, and Kaiser has to fight back if he's going to try to stop that from happening. And with the next chapter's title being Zero, it's not looking good for Kaiser. Maybe we might see even Ness go off, leaving Kaiser with no one by his side. But we'll see what happens in the next chapter. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.